You say that you're a high value man, but would a high value man act the way that you acted on that show?
There's a reason why it's called a show. This is not a movie. This is not anything else.
See, now
this
you
is a
done- you done pissed him
Look at
off.
you, look at you, look at you, look at you, look at you. Get off the screen. Look at you. Hey, what's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy KiteZz here with my lovely wife, It's Just Alex.
What's up, peoples?
Hey, today we got BM talks to him, and this time he's talking to the Dez Factor. So let's see what the Dez Factor has to say to us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, check out any channels that we love, show some support. You feel me? And the Twitches are coming. She set them up. So streams probably start next week. Let's do it.
All right, welcome back to BM Talks.
Nah, the Dez Factor done chopped his hair. Y'all done bullied that man out his hair, man. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Y'all done bullied that brother out his hair.
He got the meta glasses on it.
Okay, Doctor Dez and the BM. It's the 1v1, y'all. Be ready. It's the 1v1.
So today we actually have Desmond, but he goes by Doctor Dez. Welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Okay.
Who's good with the
So
low
you
back?
was actually on episode 36 of Pop the Balloon and Find Love. Now I want to ask you first, how was your experience on the show?
My experience on the show was phenomenal, and I enjoyed being on the show. I enjoyed meeting new people there and made some good friendship while on the show. So it was remarkably phenomenal.
Okay. So Dr. Dez, right?
Yeah.
Let me get straight into it,
BM,
right?
I knew
Let's
it.
talk about this Dez.
I knew it, bro. I knew it. BM's face be telling it
He
all.
jumped straight into the Dez Factor. The Dez Factor.
Factor that you created. How did that come about? Why did you create that?
So I've been in the dating scene for a little bit now, and I'm looking for a certain caliber of woman. I'm one of those guys that is not timid about sharing their desires. I'm one of those guys that is not shy to express himself honestly. So I was looking for what kind of woman will I want? That's where the Dez Factor come into place, because I'm very unique. I cherish physical beauty. I think women are blessed with certain features, that there's a reason for those features, and I love it. So I said, okay, this is what I want. I want somebody with these certain features of physical appearance, and then appearance is shallow. I understand that. But I go a little bit deeper. If you pass the appearance test, we're going to talk about the intellect.
Appearance is shallow, and I like to go deeper, but you have to get past the appearance portion first. It don't matter, but get past it first, and then I'll start looking at everything else. So if you don't meet these measurements and appearance, and your butt ain't this big, and your boobs ain't this big, and your waist ain't this small, and your legs ain't this thick, we're not even gonna have a conversation. But if you do pass that, then you can move to round two, because appearance don't matter, but it matter, but it don't matter, but it matter. All right.
The brain, which is the B portion of the Dez Factor. So I ask them questions to see how their reasoning is, both qualitative and quantitative reasoning. And also, last but not the least, the character. I want to make sure that it's a woman I can take to my mom. I'm an African man, like I always mention on the show. I'm always an African first.
It is.
And your mom has to be able to accept your woman, and they're not going to accept a woman without a good character.
Okay, so she has to pass and be the perfect body type, right? And looks. Then she has to be intelligent, right? So she has to meet your caliber of intelligence, right? And then she has to be a character that you want That way you can impress your mother. So she has to be a bombshell, brainiac, good person.
But you gotta pass the physical in order to get to everything else.
Right. So if she's a brainiac and a good person, but she's not a bombshell, she's out. If she's a bombshell, but she's not smart and she has a trash character, she's out. If she's a bombshell, she has a great character, but she a little stupid, she out. If she's a bombshell, she a little stupid, but she a bad person, she out. It's just like, okay.
So that's where the Dez factor came from.
Okay, so it's something that you made up yourself. I do want to ask you, do you not think that you need to move on from this Dez factor? Because clearly it hasn't worked.
It has not worked for you.
Dang. All right.
If everybody's taking this test and they're failing, maybe you need to tweak the questions and answers for the test.
That's like you gave a test and you said you can only graduate if you get a 97%.
96, not good enough.
It's a 97%, and there's 100 questions on that test. So if you miss 3, you're out. That's the test you're giving people.
Literally.
Yeah, you miss 3, you're out.
No girl has qualified. So don't you think it's time that you find something else?
Well, I wouldn't say no girl has qualified. There's wonderful ladies that I meet every day that meet requirements for the Dez factor. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to have a certain score that, above a certain threshold. But then, we have to have a common fundamental values. So I still believe, I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm a romantic guy. I believe there is a woman out there for me. And I believe there's actually quality people that I've been talking to and getting to know more. And I'm like, it actually works. I understand that having a...
I need to interject. So if there are women out there that have qualified, do you qualify for them? Because you could have requirements and all day long and they meet your requirements, but what happens when you don't meet theirs?
He forgot the most important part of the Dez factor. I'm a tweak your Dez factor. I'm gonna make it a little stronger, right? Number 1, do they actually like you? All right, let's do that one. Let's do number 1. Do they actually like you, right? And then, right, we're gonna move on to the next most important thing. Are they a good person, right? Do they have these qualities, these good people qualities, right? Then 3, we can put, what do you value more, intelligence or appearance?
Intelligence. Because you can look good all day. That's not going to help me survive in the world.
Yeah, but he's a doctor, so he don't need a genius, because he don't need like a money-making genius.
No, I'm just saying. In general.
In general. Okay,
too,
then intelligence. And then at the edge of the Dez factor, the final part, we can put the appearance, because I guarantee you, if she likes you and you guys link together, but that you guys are both she's interested in you, that's gonna boost your scale up. If she's a good person, like you said, you wouldn't be ashamed to bring it to your mother. That should boost your scale up. Then you have the brains. She's intelligent, meaning you can have good conversation. That's already 75%. You're already at a C grade, right? Now, with that appearance, if she's a 6 in your mind, she's a 6 with 10 qualities.
Yeah, and the like already boosts the appearance.
Right.
But that's our way. That's our way of scaling it. I know everybody else gonna put appearance, stuff like that for y'all capping. Everybody leads with appearance first, but that's why a lot of people are in the situations that they're in.
Some of y'all got Dez factors, and y'all over here in the same race as Dez, lonely and sad.
The criteria like that reduces the dating pool. That's okay. I don't want too many options. I want a limited select few that are high quality that I can pick from. And that's where the Dez factor comes in. It limits that pool. So all the people that do not meet those criteria or those qualifications don't make it up to that,
So where they at?
That selection.
Okay, so you have your own standards,
Where are they at?
basically. You have your
I
own
have it.
standards.
Absolutely. Like everyone else.
Okay, okay, no, I hear that. And I must say as well, so today we see you have a new hairstyle. The braids are gone. Yeah, so what made you get rid of the braids? Because we saw a lot of comments about
Oh
your
my
hair,
God.
about your
My
hair.
God. All
What
right.
made you
Yeah.
decide to,
Yeah.
yeah, what's going on?
The story about this braid it's a long story, okay? I live in Indiana. Your show shoots in Arizona, you know. So I had to come in the day before, get in a hotel. I forgot my durag, okay? So I went to bed, got up in the morning. The braids looked terrible. I knew that. Fair enough. All the comments about my braids are fair. They are fair criticisms, okay? There's no much, the highest insult I've ever received in my life was about those braids. The top three would be like craplet braids, somebody said boneless braids, skinny
I heard
leg braids.
Spider-Man.
Somebody said his braids was boneless.
How you, bro?
Boneless is the
Stop.
funniest insult ever, bro.
Stop,
They
bro.
said this. They said the doctor got boneless braids. That crap has me screaming in tears because when you add boneless to anything, it's just like you have no like you have no structure in it. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy. And the sad part is that boneless thing came from the stupidest meme possible, bro. It was a little skit, and the dude was like, "I want to buy a boneless pizza." And the dude was like, "How do I sell you a boneless pizza? There's no bones in the pizza." He said, "Exactly. I don't want no bones in my pizza."
Why are you asking for it?
That Spider-Man braids,
Spider-Man,
man. For the most part, it was humorous. I find it very, it was humorous, it was funny, and I read the comments, I respond to the comments, and it was very funny. But here's the story about the braids. I went in there, slept on the braids, got up the next morning, looked at it in the mirror, it didn't look good. I tried my best to get it walked up and straightened up, it didn't look good. I said, you know what, I cannot take this braid to the show. Because as a high value man, there's a certain way that I have to present myself. So I Googled braiders near me around the Phoenix area within a 20-mile radius. Okay. I found like 4 or 5 places. I drove there. All of them they said that they only do appointments. I offered to pay this lady $300 cash. So cancel this appointment just to do this here because this show I'm going on, I need to present a certain level of branding for myself. I don't want to go there with a braids like that. But
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Some of y'all hairstylists, dog, y'all got the game messed up, man. If I go into your thing and you talking about I gotta go on your mobile app just to get a $20 haircut, bro, at that point, bro, I'll do it myself. I ain't gonna lie.
There's no such thing as $20 haircuts.
On my fault. But it's just like, bro, you wanna know why so many barbers and all that was making so much bread back then?
Walk-ins.
They took walk-ins.
They took walk-ins.
That's the thing y'all not getting. The walk-ins be making y'all a lot of money, man. My barber used to, bro, he would be sitting there cutting my hair and like 3 dudes would walk in like, "Hey, bro, we need a cut. We got to be somewhere in like 2 hours. Can anybody do it?" My barber said, "I'll take all 3 of y'all. I got y'all. Don't worry. We going to get y'all right." Bro, them dudes was giving him bonuses like, "Thank you, bro. We appreciate you. Here's an extra 50, 70. But y'all be trying to get this whole get my app professionalism to compete with all the other barbers, but you know who making all that guap, all that cheddar? The dude that's in the back going, "Hey man, I'll take you." That lady that's in the back, like, "Hey, I'll take walk-ins."
He was looking for a braider though. Braids take a little bit longer. You said barber.
Hairstylist. I said hairstylist. We semantics.
Oh, okay.
it's all cosmetology. It's semantics.
But there was no way. She has a loyalty to her customer base, and that didn't work out.
Barbers can braid.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
Barbers can do locks and stuff like that. They're supposed to be trained to do that.
And I went to barber salon. I wanted to cut the braids off and just go my low cut. But again, I couldn't get in before the show shoots. And that's what happened to the braid. I'm sorry to your comment section. My braid was messed up. I mean, it is what it is.
On, brother.
Yeah,
it is gone.
The hat saved you.
And by the way, there's no more thing. There's not anything else to insult.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about this high value man that you keep saying that you are, right? I want to ask you a question. Yeah. Would a high value man stomp on a balloon the way that you did?
Can you imagine Donald Trump? I don't want that food. Start stumping on.
Yes, I can imagine that.
Okay, then
because he's a thug.
Is he a high value man?
I wouldn't know. I don't know what that is. That's a new.
If I ever walked outside and I saw a CEO having a temper tantrum, stumping out balloons, bro, I'm gonna ask him if I can get on his payroll because I can make some progress in that company.
So high value equals money. So if you have money, you're a high value man.
There's a lot to a high value, but I'm a fat black guy that does YouTube videos, so I'm not high value at any standard.
Y'all gotta miss me with the high value stuff.
I don't have the right to speak on high value. My face is not chiseled and perfected, and I'm chunky, so I don't get to talk on this one.
Would a high value man stomp on a balloon the way that you did?
Simple answer is no. If you go on my Instagram, I posted a video on that incident. Okay, I kind of make fun out of it. It was a spur of the moment. Some people describe me as serious, and others would describe me as funny as well. Huh? And this is a clean example. Danielle think I'm a stickler, or I appear to be a serious guy. But if you just rewind that clip a little bit before that, you'll see that I'm actually I'm a fun-loving guy. I laugh out loud, and some people would find my laughing irritating, and they don't consider that to be a high-value laugh. I don't even know. But somebody made a comment like that. However, I'm a funny guy. I like to do some goofy stuff once in a while. I think stomping on the balloon was immature on my part, but in no way, shape, or form was it meant to diminish Danielle as a human being. Okay. After the show, I reached out to her personally. I said, hey, I reached out to her IG, say, hey, no malice intended. You are a beautiful lady, and I wanted to sincerely apologize first.
Taking accountability. You get props from me.
Can't be mad at that.
I can't be mad at somebody taking accountability.
For the stomping on the balloon, and second, for one of the comments, I think I misspoke when I mentioned the aroma. I meant to mention aura. So I feel your aura.
Aura. Prestige.
Her prestige aura.
Your presence, but I said her aroma. So people kind of misconstrue that, thinking that it was about scent or smell or things like that. No, it's actually the presence. So she didn't stink, she didn't smell. I was trying to communicate that it was the aura I was talking about. Aura. And by the way, English is not my first language, okay? I'm from Cameroon, was bilingual. My mother tongue is different. So sometimes my subject-verb agreement may not be perfect. Sometimes my pronunciation may not be perfect. But I do take accountability and responsibility when I misspeak. For that incident, I misspoke about the aroma. It was aura that I meant to communicate.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's good that you took some accountability there. Because I must say, stomping on a balloon like that is very childish. If you are talking of a high-value man, high-value men know how to act, especially when you're being watched by millions of people, right? So I want to ask you, Dr. Dez, what does high-value man mean to you? Okay,
I'll make it simple. I know when the lady asked me on the show, it didn't flow.
Who is he? When she,
hey, man.
I'm high value. I'm a high-value man.
We'll show you high value, all right?
Oh?
We'll show you high value.
Are you threatening?
Pop a collar at me again.
See, she was going to do it. She's going to do it. Y'all saw it, right?
The way I wanted it to flow, but everybody knows. We go on that show, people get nervous. Okay. High value man, number one thing I want to mention here. A high value man first, you got to have the income. And that income has to be consistent for a given period of time. So, baseline, 6 figures, okay? You got to make at minimum above a 6-figure threshold for a certain period of time. So, some people say 3 years, some people say 5 years. I happen to believe if you make more than 6 figures or more than 5 years, you do fall in a category of a high-value man. with other stipulations that's supposed
BM
to
does
apply.
not like this.
Okay, so if you don't got 6 figures, go ahead and take that seat, gang. I ain't got it, so I'm already sitting down. Go ahead and take that seat. Let's move on. So if you made it past the 6-figure mark, keep your hand up, all right?
This is ridiculous.
All right, so I want you guys, all my men, to write down what level you guys got to in this little high value conversation. So level 1 was the 6 figures. So if you stop at level 1, put level 1. Let's hear it.
Apply. Second thing, education. A high value man is an educated guy. You got to possess at least a certain level of education, formal education. Also,
Okay, if you guys don't have at least some formal education, let's take it that next level. If you have a degree, you can keep standing up. If you don't have your degree, sit down. You're not high value.
Does an associate's count?
Associates do count. It's a degree. Any form of degree. I don't care if you got an ITT tech degree. Go ahead. I don't care if you got any form of degree. If you're
college degree.
If you're forklift certified, you got a degree. All right. If you understand that. All right. So if you made it, if you stop there, just put a level 2.
you got to be street smart. You just
level 2.
academic education, formal education. Also, you got to be street smart. You just academics doesn't cut it.
3.
A high value man is street smart. You have
man.
common sense.
Yeah.
You can interact with
high
people.
value,
You
man.
bring value into people's
High
lives. You
value.
bring value into the community. And also,
Okay. So if you're not tapped in with the block, you're not street smart. Go ahead. Like if you've been growing up in the suburbs, you can't be high value. If you ain't grown up in the trenches and you don't know how to move on the block and save your community from disparity, just go ahead and put that level 3. That's where you stop.
I've done both.
Now, if you've completely passed the scale, you can type "I am high value." You can type that, and I'll give you a heart and a thumbs up.
I'm gonna borrow
also
the
a
keyboard when you're done.
high value man has valuable relationships. Okay, you're in the midst of other high value men. You keep company of other high value men. You can easily get referral recommendations from other high value men. That relationship is very important. Last but not the least, integrity.
okay, that's level 4.
Integrity. High value men are not liars. People will come on the show and they'll ask him, do you think was your celibacy successful in your relationships? You say, yeah. I mean, what do you mean? If it was successful,
Ooh,
Why you throwing shade,
Why
brother?
you call brother out like that? Ooh.
How you know he was lying?
Nah, hold on. Nah, we getting spicy with it.
That's not high value. That's messy.
Nah, we getting spicy
You
with
couldn't
it.
be me. I'll show you how to be a high value man. I'll show you.
Nah, let's take it there.
I'll show you.
Dang.
Right.
So why you call my brother? Why you call him out, man? Why you call him out like that, man? Hold on. What's his name? So you don't think he high value, Doctor Dez? Dang.
Allegedly he lied.
Allegedly he lied. Hey, you got 24 hours to respond, gangsta.
Consider it.
Shoot, hey, bro, go talk to BM. Go set it up. If you can't get BM, come hit us up, bro. We'll defend you, bro.
That's crazy work.
you wouldn't be on another dating show. Be honest, man. Just gotta be honest.
So let me ask you, yeah. So obviously you said that on the show you said as an African man, you need to be older than your woman, right? The last girl that came out, she was 37 years old. She was the same age as you. Now, she could have been older than you by months, right? So you didn't know that, but you kept your balloon. Now, you're basically saying that he has to be older, meaning is it older by months as well, or is it older by years?
Older by years. So, for example, if I take her to my family,
Right.
if I take her to my family, they'll say, oh, this is Crystal. She's 37 years old. Nobody cares about the months. Nobody cares about that. They just want to know how old she is. And then I'm 37, she's 37. That's fine. That's acceptable, traditionally speaking. I want to make a caveat. No, there's a nuance to that statement. When I say as an African man, I'm talking about African traditional values. Traditional values in the African cultural context, usually, men are usually older than the women or their wives. Usually. I know there are exceptions. But all my African brothers and African sisters, they know this to be true. When you take somebody, they say, oh, this is my wife, she's older than me. It's not like they're going to oppose the marriage, but they're going to be questions, or they're going to be like, why will you go for someone older than you? Like, you're going to be...
What's the difference?
Okay, so I think, no, okay, so I see what he's trying to say, but the reason why that is such a common thing is because back in those days, you had to wait till girls were at appropriate age to get married, right? Plus, marriage in those early portions of life was all about, it was more of a business.
Yeah, contractual.
So you see, if me and Alex had a son who was 23 and we had a lineage of, we're the number one ostrich farmers on the planet, right? And my son is the next heir to my ostrich empire, right? And you have pigs and you have a daughter and you want to start a business relationship with me. Your daughter's 18, my son's 22, 24. You would come to me and be like, hey, your daughter can take my son's hands, blah, 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 blah. My daughter, she's pure, she ain't been touched, blah, blah, blah. My son ain't been touched, blah, blah, blah. And we start that business agreement. But it didn't matter really about the age. If you came and said, my daughter's 25, but she's fair, she's blah, 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 you get, she's still everything quality, and I have an 18-year-old son who I need something from your business, you need something from me, so our families can grow together and we can be bigger, I would still give you my 18-year-old son to your 23-year-old daughter. It wouldn't make a difference. It's all about what we gain from it. But a lot of those times, boys were such a high commodity and you needed they needed to pump as many children out as possible. Otherwise, your clan was gone. Because remember, life expectancy at certain parts of history, some of y'all wasn't even making it to 14 years old. Y'all was dying. So what do? You get a boy, you get a girl who's just ready to be married, and y'all pump kids out every chance y'all get. That's why a lot of the older dudes had younger women, but that's not a requirement. Especially now in the day, some of y'all be trying to get these young girls and y'all don't even have one child. Y'all died without any successors. So I don't get that. But I'm not African, apparently. I'm not from the motherland. I'm an American black. Even though you feel me? So all my traditional African people who are out there in the motherland, South Africa, North Africa, West Africa, it don't matter what portion of Africa you from. If you brung home an older woman, are y'all getting crucified like he's saying? Let's hear it. Let's just hear it.
Judged, basically. So I'm just saying that traditional African values, men should be at least older than their wives, because the man is looked at as the leader in the household, the provider in the household, the protector of the household. And sometimes when the lady is older than the guy, respect, if the lady may do something that's not even intentional, but that guy may see that thing as a disrespect because she's older than you. Those are some of the things that make us who we are. And I know that right now we live in a conventional society. Everybody wants to do things conventionally, the way the Western world does. I still have some African traditional values that I still respect and I still want to honor, even though I am a Western guy, but I still have African traditional values.
So how come the last girl, she was the same age as you? You was not older than her by years. You said that the guy has to be older than the girl by years. How come you was going to go for her?
Honestly, you want me to be frankly honest with you about this last lady?
Yeah, you're high value. You don't.
I felt like the rate and speed at which I was popping my balloon because of age was a little bit too much, and it may give a wrong impression.
So you compromised your values? You compromised your values?
No.
You compromised your values? Is that what I'm hearing?
No.
Because of age was a little bit too much, and it may give a wrong impression to the audience that I wasn't there to look for love. So I wanted to give Krista, I think her name is Krista, right? I wanted to give her a chance. I'm like, okay, the age is, because normally my age preference is not even, I don't want somebody that was the same age, preferentially. I may make some exceptions if other qualities outweighs the age. I may make some exceptions. We live in America. I wanted to...
See, it falls apart now because if you were gonna really stamp that these were the qualities and this is what makes you what you are, it would have looked, even though the audience was gonna cook you regardless. You were already getting cooked before that girl even came out there, right? So this didn't matter. If you would have stood 10 toes on it, the least people would have been able to say was, at least he stood by what he said, though. But then when you show people that, like, you did it, this girl, can't do it, can't do it, can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. Oh, I wonder what the audience thinks. Maybe I should, you know. That's it. It makes me look like, all right, what you standing on is like a weak structure. You feel me?
To give her a chance, I wanted to see what else. I wanted to at least have opportunity to talk about the other aspects of the Dez factor because most of it ended at appearance. So I thought she was going to be a good one that we can go a little bit further. Honestly, my age preference is a mature 24-year-old to 35-year-old. That's my preference. That's a man. I want to give at least 2 years. But I can leave my balloon for certain exceptions, like Crystal was one of them. She was 37. I'm like, okay.
Mm. 13-year gap is your minimum. Okay. All right. We're not going to
Minimum is 2, maximum is 13.
Maximum is 13. Okay. Hey.
This one I can bring to the family and say, hey, this is my babe, she's 37. There'll be no judgment. But that was it.
Looking at yourself on the show, right? You say that you're a high value man, but would a high value man act the way that you acted on that show?
There's a reason why it's called a show. This is not a movie. This is not anything else.
See, now
this is a
you done pissed him
look at
off.
you, look at you, look at you, look at you, look at you. God. Get off the screen. Look at you. Now you did it. It's over.
show. This is not a movie. This is not anything else. This is a show. And a show has to have
BM don't deserve this, okay?
Hey, he got my line. If BM want me to stop doing the look at you jokes, hey, just DM me, bro.
No, I'm talking about what he just said.
Oh, I'm about to
Don't
say.
deserve
Hey,
this,
I'm
bro.
about to say, bro.
BM be tired.
BM be tired, bro. Hey, shout out to artist BM. Shout out to Arlette Amule.
spikes.
No.
Anything else. This is a show. And a show has to have spikes.
No, my
However-
question is: would a high value man act the way that you acted on the show? So the way you started answering that question is as if like you plan to act like that for the show.
No, absolutely not.
So
I'm a
would a
show
high
guy.
value man act the way you acted? Yes or no?
No. Okay. To answer your
Okay,
question.
so you said no.
Wait. To answer your question.
You said no. You said a high value man would not act like that, right?
I was saying that stomping the balloon, a high value man would not do that. That was the only immature thing that happened on that show that I don't think a high value man would do in any situations like that. I think stomping on the balloon was immature. I expressed that already. But the way I carried myself throughout the rest of the show, it reflects.
So you was back there laughing at people, cracking up, all that. You was bent over in the back, crying, blah blah blah. So you think that was high value? Not saying that people can't have humor, right? Let's not go there. But if we're gonna put this fine thread of line that a high value man has to be this, right? In this scenario, okay, let's keep it in this. So the way you described a high value man right now, the persona I just got is a dude in a clean business tuxedo or suit, 3-piece suit with some Dolce & Gabbana glasses, with a big Rolex and 2 security guards behind him, and all he's looking at is stocks all day on his phone.
3-piece with a biscuit on the side.
Right.
High value. You know, if you look at my outfit, people make comment about my outfit. I'm not afraid to say where I shop. I'm not going to come and lie that I shop at Gucci, Versace, Louis Vuitton to be high value. No, I shop at Men's Warehouse. They don't pay me to say that, but they have quality products that I like. That suit, that's why I got
good
it.
Merch.
People say something about my shoes. That shoes is a $300 pair of shoes. It's not expensive. It's not cheap either. So I'm just saying, a high value man. When you're talking about a high value man, you're looking at me.
Oh.
I am. If you look at the lineup on the show and they say, okay, without the show airing, just the pictures or the first video on the lineup, they say point one high value man on that picture. Guess who they're gonna point?
Go back to the lineup. Go back to the episode 36.
They're looking at me.
The appearance factor.
And
you want to see the full lineup?
Yep.
However, if there's anything that you type, you're bringing out some single ladies one by one when she comes around.
That brother, homie in the zoot suit.
He was dressing.
He got it.
He was dressing.
He got it. I'm sorry.
He was dressing. So this was your competition for sure. But do I think he's the best dressed here? Yeah, he is.
I like zoot suit better, but
it's opinion. I think he's the best dressed here for sure. But yeah, hey, you know what it is.
They're gonna point me. Why? Because you see me, you see Vadi.
Okay, Desmond, let me just be completely honest with you, okay?
Yeah.
If anybody is to talk about that episode, they're just going to talk about how you acted on that episode. Because all the girls that came out, I cannot remember one thing that the girls said that was out of line or that was wild towards you. But the only person that I can remember, one of the persons I can remember the most that said so many things was you. That was out of pocket or wild. It was you, right? So,
I like to use the Dez factor. Appearance wise, face looking okay. I like the chest. I can't see the butt right now. I can't see the rear. So I'm not gonna factor that in there. That's kind of wild, gang.
I'm basically trying to make you understand, right? If you watch that episode and you did not reflect on yourself, on how you acted, then you need to know that you are the problem.
Agree.
You see, this is the thing. Okay, that's good. It's good that, obviously, man to man, right? If you're looking for love, right, you have to be ready. You have to make sure that you are a better version of yourself before you even think about dating or getting in a relationship, especially a serious relationship. Because the first thing you need to do before you even enter a serious relationship is fix yourself. You need to be able to fix yourself because the person that you are dating is not going to fix you. You need to fix yourself first. So when you come on the show and you see how you act, you need to go back and rewatch that show and actually think, oh, wait, this is the reason why I'm single. When I got my assistant to call you, she told me, yeah, he speaks very well. I think he's going to do well on the show. So obviously when I spoke to you as well, I was like, yeah, you know what? You got your life together. I think you're going to do very well. So the way you acted on the show was completely surprising to me because the way the way you are, the way you carry yourself, you're well put together.
We just
so now you need to match it with, you have to match it with actually acting right.
We just talked about this. For all y'all that be getting mad, it's Arlette and BM fault. They keep bringing these people on the show. Y'all heard it from his mouth. The assistant called. The assistant approved of him. BM called. BM approved of him, and he acted completely different than what he presented on the phone.
Right.
They can't control people acting out on the show. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, yeah, he could have cut the segments where he was in the episode, but that's the whole episode.
Yeah, because he was doing it the whole episode. So if we had to cut out every scene Dez was tweaking out, that video would have been cut by like at least 30 minutes. But it's like that goes back to
Just talking about this
so
Flock Talk.
BM and Arlette letting people on, y'all saying like, oh, they let them on because they want the clips and all that. like BM said, like, bro, when I talked to you before this, you weren't acting like this. When my assistant talked to you, you weren't acting like this. But as soon as the camera turned on, you start acting like this.
And if they want it just for the clips, then why are they constantly addressing the people that are causing problems on the show?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. You know,
Black people.
to be honest with you, going back, reflect. I went back and watched it twice. One thing I want to say is this: every human being have some form of a Dez factor. Because I express that clearly and vividly, it makes it sound unrealistic. But every lady, every guy, they have specifications on the kind of guy they want. I give you an example of a height. So nobody can change their height. Why would you judge somebody because they're short? Why would you want to date a short guy?
Fair point.
That's one of it. We're talking about income. Yeah, people can change their income. Ladies do not want to date broke guys. That's a fact. They say it every time. If you don't have your back, I'm not going to date you.
Oh, hold on. Dez fighting back, y'all. He not wrong. We're going to be unbiased now. He not wrong.
That's another thing. It's a criteria. It's a specification. It's a preference. So the Dez factor is my preference. If you want to be with me, that is my preference. And likewise, I expect you to have your own preference. I don't want you to just follow me because, you know, I am this person. You come with your preference, I come with my preference, we meet halfway. Do you know why men cheat on their wives? Or why women...
Whoa. What the freak? What how would you know? Are you married?
Probably the reason why they got cheated on.
Yeah, hold on, bro. Hold on, bro.
They probably called him Doctor Dez.
Hold on, bro. Because you know what? You know I get tired of people get mad when we as a married couple give our opinions on how single people act, even though we were single people, right? Mm-hmm. But apparently because we got rings, that disqualifies us to have an opinion about how single people act. Even though we were single the majority of our entire life, right?
But people that ain't never been married.
Yeah, but single people and people that have never had successful relationships are allowed to give psychology and breakdowns of people in relationships and people with marriages. I don't know, man. Something ain't adding up. It just ain't right.
We meet halfway. Do you know why men cheat on their wives? Or why women cheat on their partners? Because people compromise a lot. I can, in terms of
people are just bad people.
80%, 80-20. So I can, for the person that I like, if they have 80% of what I want in a partner, I'll take it. I'll know that 20% of their shortcomings.
Hey, bump all this, right? If you cheat on your partner instead of just leaving, I don't care what the situation is. If you still cheat, I don't care what the situation is. Instead of just leaving, you choose to start cheating, you just a bad person. I don't care.
And it's weird to say that the reason why people cheat is because people compromise too much. But people don't have a problem compromising for that job they want or compromising for the person they want to be with and this, that, and the third. It's just like, that doesn't make any sense.
I think you're just a bad person. There's never a reason to cheat. Never.
Nah. That's relationships in general.
Yeah. It don't matter how bad your relationship's getting. There's never a justifiable reason to cheat. Just leave. Get out.
It's that simple.
So, like I said, that's my hot take. You ain't gotta like it. You ain't gotta love it. You're just a bad person. Cheating is cheating. You're bad. I don't care. I don't care if he cheated 3 times and she cheated 3 times. You cheat, guess what? You're just another cheater added to the list. And all cheaters are bad. I don't care how nobody feels.
The 80 supersedes that. But for me to reduce that percentage to 50 or to 10, I cannot do it. There's somebody for everybody out there. I talk about the physical, the physique. I am a man that likes certain features. If you want me to reduce that or to compromise on that, and I take a lady with a flat butt, then I'm walking on the beach with that lady, turn my eyes, I'm seeing all this nice beauty.
You see,
man, what do you think's gonna happen? My eyes gonna be stuck on it. But if I'm walking with my
so now you
We're not talking about this. We're talking about this. We're talking about this.
You wanna know the sad part, bro? The dudes that make this argument of like, I need my girl to be like the perfect dom, so I don't ever look at I don't look at everybody else. Those be the same dudes that still be cheating. They get the girl with the BBL, the implants, the snatch waist look like a toothpick. They get the sex girl that they dream of, all that, and they still cheat. So what? Beauty is fleeting. It don't matter. Beauty is fleeting. The bluty is fleeting.
Babe, that has everything I want. There's no reason for me to look out there. And that's what people are missing in life.
Okay. Desmond, are you single? It's a question. Are you single?
Yes.
You're single, right? So something that you're doing is not working.
I'm on a path.
So that's
to
what
a
I'm saying.
relationship.
Okay.
That's not what I'm saying to you is like, sometimes when you're single, right?
He said, mate,
You
he breaking out
probably
of character.
might have a lot of people who around you that might be single as well. I don't know. I'm just saying, right? So sometimes people that are single will give you advices that you think is the right advice, right? You think, yeah.
Single people keep single people single.
Yes, what you're doing is right. Maybe they don't see what you're doing.
It's just that simple.
Right?
It just makes sense.
But say for instance, if you go and get
It just makes sense.
If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense.
Oh, she whipping me? Slavery. Y'all see that?
advice from a lot of people who are in a relationship or they are married, they're probably going to see what wrongs you're doing and they'll tell you to adjust the wrongs that you're doing in order to get the results that you want. Like by me just watching you on that show, I would tell you, Desmond, like you are well put together, but the way that you acted on that show made it seem like you wasn't trying to find love.
Apart from the stomping on the balloon, what other actions portray that I wasn't, the way I was acting was of low value? Apart from the stomping on the balloon.
Stomping on a balloon. Making up this thing that, because a woman is even close to your age, you can't date her. So now you shut down the entire roster of women. Being the first person to pop before the women even say anything about them. Laughing in the background at the women or doing all of this because you don't like how people's answers or you think people's answers are funny. So you're laughing in their faces. When Homeboy was getting roasted, rather than holding stoic like everybody else on that show, when that girl sent that comment to him, and I forgot exactly what dude, but there was a part where a lady cracked a joke at a guy. You were the first and loudest person to laugh at that guy getting cooked. Everybody else didn't make a sound. You were in the back, full camera view. We heard you, dog.
He talked about that lady back poach.
Yeah. Talking about I can't see your butt right now, so you can't pass the appearance. Bro, the list go on, gang. I made so many reels out of you, bro. You made me a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie. You made me some money, Dez. Allegedly.
No, I'm not saying that you was acting low value. I'm saying that you was doing too much. Like you was just saying things. First of all, a lot of stuff that you said.
What I believe.
What you believe. The Dez factor is what you believe, right? Okay. Let's start with the first girl that came out, right? The first girl comes out and the first thing you say is that I have a Dez factor and you don't fit any of that. You didn't pass the
appearance. What do you just, it doesn't fit appearance.
Okay, why do you just say, something simple? Why do you just say, appearance wise, you know what, something
that's what I said.
I'm not
into.
If
you watch the video,
no, but you have to talk about the Dez factor. You have to talk about all this stuff to make you sound like
James Gourmet Pies 45.
Programming.
James Gourmet Pies 45. James Gourmet Pies 45. James Gourmet Pies 45. That's what you Dez factor. Height, weight. Dez factor, platinum plus, Dez factor, platinum plus, Dez factor, platinum plus.
Like you are high value for producing the Dez factor. That is doing too much.
I'm not trying to make myself sound like it. I am it. So it wasn't, most people see that as an act because they don't know me. But if you know me in real life, ask my friends, they'll tell you. It's the way I talk. Sometimes my voice is always going to be louder, but that's the way I talk. Most of my family members, when we're talking, you think we're having an argument. We're not. That's how we speak. We speak with a certain level of confidence. We speak with a certain level of clarity. And, I am an educated guy, so my choice of words are refined. Okay, so when I mention some of those things, I follow structure. I didn't come there with those things, some people say I was going from a script. There was no script. I am evaluating what I see. I do evaluation on a daily basis. I can tell you about the nursing process. You assess, you diagnose, you plan, you implement, you evaluate. And throughout the show, was going through my head repeatedly, evaluate and reevaluate. And that's why, as we get closer, I try to be giving more people opportunity and chances for them to express themselves. Let me address one thing you mentioned about why am I single, or if I'm looking for love. Or men age like fine wine. I'm in no hurry. I got to meet the right person.
Late teens to early 20s is when men start losing hair. Men start showing signs of aging in their 40s. So balding is not a sign of aging. Okay. Start getting gray hairs. So from your teens to your mid 20s, you lose your hair. Then in your mid 30s is normally when you start getting gray everything. So your salt and pepper phase. And then at 40, that is when you start getting your little wrinkles and all that. That don't sound like fine wine to me, especially when it starts in your teens. Some dudes is already out the gate bald.
Yeah, some people age faster.
They
go through those phases faster.
I think it's all based off of how you live, to be honest. Your diet, everything else, your active life, all that.
But he's a doctor, so
I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
If I meet the right person, we will date, we will be together, we will have a partnership. If I don't meet the right person, I am not gonna compromise. I am not afraid to be single. I'm okay. I have a lot of flexibilities right now. If I want to be in London tomorrow, I'll be in London tomorrow. I have nobody to answer to. Nobody answers to me. I'll be in London tomorrow. I like that part of my life, but I also want a partner that can have that level of independence. I have traditional African values, but most women think that because I said those things on the show, I'm sounding narcissistic, or I can be controlling and all of those things. Get to know me, I say, no.
You created a whole philosophy on scaling and rating women called the Dez factor. That does sound narcissistic.
Because it's
and then you keep informing us every 25 to 35 seconds that you are a high value man. You keep informing us.
I think it's probably him trying to reaffirm himself that he is one.
And we're not saying you may be, but if I was a butcher, I wouldn't announce I'm a butcher every 5 seconds.
Not my human being. Talk to my friends who'll tell you who am I. I am very
Kite, butchery shop, 45.
Very easygoing.
45.
When the situation calls for being serious, I will be serious. If the situation calls for being calm, I'll be your calm. I'll be your peace. If the situation calls for just being fun, hang out, get a cigar, go to the bar, get a drink, get shot, I'll do that. I'm the life of the party. Wherever I go, I'm the life of the party.
Okay.
And that's what it is.
Okay, so let me give you an example, right, Desmond, right? This guy that you see here, this guy, look at him, Desmond. He's a cool guy. I've spoken to you. You're actually a cool guy, right?
Thank you, man.
Now,
Thanks for saying that. That actually lifts me up a little bit.
Okay, so if you look at me, right, when you said to me, when I spoke to you, you said to me, "Wow, BM, I didn't know that you're a musician and you're very down to earth." What did you say? You found out that I made some songs that you know of, right? But how do I act in front of people?
You are a gentle guy, okay? There are people like you,
Okay.
and we need those people like you in this world. And we need people like me. We have to coexist.
Okay, so let me give you an example now, right, Desmond, right? You see the way I am? I wouldn't go out there and start talking like this. I am a high-value man. I have the BM factor. If you don't qualify for the BM factor,
man. Come on.
yes, but the thing is, I don't need people to see me in that state for them to think that I'm high value. I'm just very down to earth. Do you kind of get the point? Other people
Yeah.
are seeing you as you're doing too much. When if you just act like this, like how you are right now, it's great. It's balance. That's what I think the people are basically just seeing. They're just seeing like you may be thinking that you are you was the best one out there in the lineup. You get what I'm saying? You know how the world sees people, right?
You
know?
gotta think
And
best of
also,
yourself, bro. Yeah, I know. It's it's just something that some of us were born, especially coming from where we came from. We're born with an innate quality of like self-confidence. You don't have to tell me to be confident. You don't have to boost my morale or my self-esteem. We grow up. We've learned a lot of resiliency throughout the process. I've been in poverty. I've seen suffering. And I've seen money. So I know both lives. So sometimes when I talk about certain things, it's coming from a hard-earned experience that I've gone through. So no one can beat down my confidence wherever I go and I speak of myself as a founder and CEO of Platinum Care Health Solutions. That's my brand. People thought that I came on the show just to sell my business or sell my brand. No, I am part of my brand. If you ask me to introduce myself, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Desmond. People will call me Doctor Dez. And I am the founder and CEO of Platinum Care Health Solutions. Period. That's me.
another thing as well. But that's what you don't see. I'm trying to tell you, Desmond, that you're not seeing what you did wrong by saying that you are the founder of this multiple times. It comes across as you're trying to promote something. You're not really there trying to find love. So
Okay.
when I say to you, when I say to you, Desmond, you're gonna. I feel like you always have to find an excuse to back up anything that people tell you about.
BM talking.
Yourself.
Gotcha.
And that's the number one thing that you need to do in life. Reflect on what people are saying to you, because all those tens of thousands of comments, right? There must be some truth in what some of these people are saying. Not saying all of them. I'm saying some of them. There must be some truth. That's what all I'm saying is this: people that come on the show, just reflect upon some of these things. And I guarantee you, like if you was to come back on the show and you matched, it would be a different story. Right? And also, you keep saying that you're an African man, you're an African man. I know a lot of African men that don't act like you.
Bro.
The ones that act like you, they're always going to be judged. They're always going to be, talked about as the way that they act.
Yeah. And there's one more accountability part. There's one
Too
more
much.
accountability
Too
part I want
much.
to bring on.
Too much.
Tamir, the lady with the green dress. Yes, the honest truth about Tamir. I know I mentioned something about her legs and, the age or something like that. Tamir is a beautiful lady. Tamir, if that show was structured in a way that the people say their name and where they are from originally before we even, I would have made exceptions for Tamir.
No. Shut up. Shut up. Because you want to know where you could have got that info if you would have asked instead of popping in her face. Shut up.
I would have compromised a lot. Let me not say a lot. I would have made an exception for Tamir because Tamir is exactly her energy, her aura captivated me even till today. I talked to Hamach, the firefighter guy. I said, man, Tamir, treat that lady right, okay? Because she's actually a very good lady. She's actually very sweet. I can tell. I have a certain level of instincts. I can tell. I wouldn't have popped for Tamir. I would have made an exception for Tamir, and I would have loved to get to know Tamir more. After the show, I think I also sent her a message. I said, hey, Tamir, I'm so sorry about the comment I made about your legs. It's just there are certain things that I'm looking for, like I explained, but she's very fun, and she was okay with it,
But do you see, and I like the fact that you took accountability there, because do you see what people are talking about? Also, what I always keep talking about, I keep saying this on the show. You don't know how somebody is really like in that space that you have when you come on the show. You're thinking quick, right? But when you started talking about your Dez Factor stuff, you are automatically blocking all of this that you might like her. You're not even giving her a chance because you have this Dez Factor form that she has to pass. Do you get what I'm saying? If you didn't think about that Dez Factor, you could have ended up matching with someone like her. Obviously, she matched already, but I'm just saying. Like, if you didn't even have that thought, you would have been like, you know what? Let me match and then see how it goes. But at the same time, after the show, you realized that, wow, like, you could have matched with her. And was there somebody else that you wanted to
Yeah.
match with that you didn't match with?
Gigi was one that, I left my balloon on pop for Gigi. Gigi is a very dedicated lady. She's been through the rigor of military service, and anyone that has gone through that process, has a certain level of stamina and rigor, and I like that about Gigi. And Gigi also, even after all that, she's still humble. The way she speaks, the way she carries herself.
Right, yeah.
I left my balloon on pop for Gigi.
All for some dude to go dogs, and pop in her face, dog. Man, that one still pissed me off.
I mean, for her, I know most people seem to believe that I was too shallow when it comes to the eye contact. I don't know how it is for Congolese or for Congo, but I know in Cameroon, if I'm talking to my parents, my teacher, someone I respect, I'm looking them in the eye, that's disrespect.
Yeah,
That's
it
disrespect.
can be for some
So if I
cultures.
know that in the military, you have to be looking at whoever you're talking to in the eye. That's a lot. That shows respect. That shows that you're engaging in conversation. And I just see that some back and forth that we may have problems going down the road, just because of things like that. So
But I
Gigi
mean,
is
you could
somebody
have,
that
you could have asked her. Just a simple thing. You could have asked her about what does that mean to you, and then
I
maybe
knew
she
what
might
it
have said,
meant.
"Oh
She
no,
explained that because she was talking to Ice. Ice was looking her in the eyes, and that's what she valued a lot about Ice. That's one of the things she listed. So I'm like, if that means a lot, that much to you, means this much significance to you, yeah, I may not meet that threshold on that because
could've made
sometimes I
exceptions
may
for you,
avoid
though.
eye contact just out of respect.
no." But what I'm
People forget exceptions exist.
saying is that, but what if you ask her and say, "Oh, I may avoid eye contact because of this," and then she agreed? What if that happened?
Then maybe it would have matched.
Okay. So moving forward, what have you learned about yourself from this whole experience?
This experience taught me there are many people that cannot accept the honest truth. They want you to sugarcoat the truth. They want you to tell it in a way that's pleasing to them. I am a straight shooter. I am an
GTA.
honest man. If you are asking me a question, you should be prepared to know the answer. And
Well, BM been straight shooting these information at you, and you've been hula hoop, dodge, jump. You found every excuse. You put an old lady in front of you. You found every excuse to not let that bullet hit, bro. You have been deflecting and dodging and tap dancing and scoot, scat, skiddy-doo-bap all across this video. The only thing that we can say you have constantly done, though, is you have taken accountability for the things that you did on the show towards the women.
Yeah.
But even then, there were some points where you didn't own up to some things, but we can at least say you reached out and apologized. But you have been tap dancing.
know there is tact when it comes to
Dancing.
answering questions. I can do that in a professional setting. But if it's me and you, man to man, or in a dating show, fast and fast, as we say in French, it's, I have a very short time to respond to you. I don't have time to go and sugarcoat it. If you want to know something about yourself that you're asking me, I'll give you an honest review. And I just don't want people to have the impression that I'm an arrogant guy. There's a difference between honesty and directness with arrogant. Okay, so I am direct.
But on this podcast, you have said that you took some accountability on how you acted, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying to you. If you see that there's a lot of people talking about certain things, maybe you need to make adjustments a little bit, to get the results that you want.
That's true.
And yeah,
And that's
I
why
also
the braid
wanna-
is gone. The braid is gone. That's an adjustment.
Right, you made an adjustment, right? So the first step is taking accountability, and that's what life is about, All right, well, bro, thank you for coming on the podcast, and yeah, I do hope that people see a different side of you. They see that how you really are, which is like this, and I hope that in future, we see different results. And comment down below if you want to see Dr. Dez back on the show again.
Wait, one
Leave
thing.
your comments down below. Yeah.
Can I
Yeah,
add
go on.
something here? You know, I said I contacted Danielle about Danielle hasn't responded to me yet. I think she's probably still upset. So I don't know if I can slide in a little bit of an apology to her on this episode. I just said, Danielle, if you're watching this, you know, I did send you a comprehensive message on your DM. I know we're not friends on IG. However, I meant no disrespect. I'm sorry if my actions made you to feel a certain type of way. I misspoke when I talked about aroma. I meant aura. And I'm sorry about stomping my balloon. That came out as rude. It was immature of me. And I'm sorry about that, Danielle. So no hard feelings right here. And that's my outrage.
Okay.
And
Great.
for
That's great.
wait. And for Tamia was the most beautiful lady on that show. Let me be honest with you. If I want to say that, you know, who Tamia
Don't forget she
was
matched,
the
bro.
most beautiful when it comes to my level of abstraction lady on that show in terms of her presence. You know, she's the kind of person I feel like her energy, nothing else will matter but her energy. You know, the way she speaks, her dental, her hygiene. Hey, man. Anyways, that's it. I'm a cool guy. I don't like problems. I'm an easygoing. I love to have fun. I make jokes. You know, I love to laugh. And if you're watching this and you're still wondering, if you want a guy that will make you laugh, if you want a God-fearing man, if you want a high-value man, I'm right here.
Not the promo.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast, and comment down below if you want to see him again, and we will catch you next time.
What he said.
Nah, hold on. I gotta get the full screen. What'd you do?
He said,
What'd he do?
I value.
Hey. Peace.
I value.